Welcome again to our Agile community of practice. My name is Emily Ackermans, and I'm a project manager at COSA, the Committee on Sustainability Assessment. I would like to welcome and really thank you all for being here to join what is our third of our series of Agile Data Community of Practice meetings, which is part of a global project currently spanning over a dozen countries made possible by the Gates Foundation. We're excited about the focus of today's community of practice because on July 15th in Accra, Ghana, we hosted a one-day challenge that was very much in tune with the world we live in today. A world that is fast-moving, collaborative, diverse, and in need of respectful, rapid innovation. The spirit of that day and of the Agile Data Challenge itself was about more than just solving a technical problem. It was about agility in the truest sense, showing that we can respond meaningfully and quickly to real-world questions, and to do so in a way that is inclusive, grounded, and bold. Today, we want to share that experience with you, not only what happened, but what we learned from it. And in that same spirit, we've taken another leap of faith and we've designed this very session to include mini Agile experiences of its own. So because we don't just want to tell you about the value and the impact, we want to tap into our collective capacity, learn together, and live the mindset that made the challenge so powerful. So to start, we would like to do a quick meet and greet session. So you will have 2 minutes to meet another person from this group. Yuli, my colleague, will create breakout groups and you'll be randomly assigned. So please introduce yourself to the other person, where you're from, what you do, and a little bit about yourself. And after 2 minutes, you'll be bumped back into this main group. So go ahead, Yuli. Welcome back, everyone. I hope you liked that little meet and greet.
That's fantastic.
Yeah, great to meet new people. All right, awesome. Let's continue. All right, next, I would like to introduce Audra Wilson-Max, who is our communications director here at COSA. She's going to share more details on the Agile Data Challenge. Go ahead, Audra.
Thank you, Emily, and welcome to everyone. Thank you for being here. We're so glad to have you here. And this time is not just a meeting, I think. It's a chance for us to connect, I guess, as it always is, learn, and actually build something together. So today's session has a vibrant mix of people, just like the challenge did itself. And these are all people who have agreed to collaborate, they're curious, and are creative thinkers as well. So that spirit makes this community special. And we're excited to see where that takes us today, because we have a lot in store. Our journey began with an idea, one that was shaped and actually strengthened by our partnership with the International Center for Development for Evaluation and Development, ICED. And so before we go any further, I want to pause and thank and acknowledge ICED, and especially Dr. David Amayo and his team for their proactive and generous visionary partnership, not only for the Agile Data Challenge, but for the broader project. Their leadership, or his leadership, has been a key ingredient in what we now look back on as a remarkable experience in our view. We started the challenge with a call for entries, and we met with an extraordinary response. After a rigorous selection process, we selected 20 participants from 5 countries, and we brought them together for a one-day sprint in Accra, Ghana. Most of these people meeting for the first time, some of them traveling for the first time, actually. So they were placed into 4 diverse teams: an orange team, a sky blue team, a team gray, and a team blue. And after some orientation, they had less than 5 hours. They did not have weeks or days to work together and develop a competitive, innovative solution to a real world challenge. And this was interesting. And that challenge was grounded in a key research question. That question was, how can AI be integrated into agile data approaches to enhance agricultural MEL systems so they deliver more timely, cost-effective, and valid data for equitable decision support, actionable insights, and improved smallholder livelihoods. So with the support of expert coaches in both AI and MEL, each team dove into this complex question. And by the end of the day, they had to pitch their solution to a panel of highly esteemed, and I call them constructively unforgiving judges. And we are actually honored to have those judges here with us today. And you'll be hearing from those judges shortly. And once this was set up, what happened next was nothing short of actual magic. Not just in the quality of the solution, though you'll hear shortly from the winning team, the magic was in the energy. The magic was in the courage. And the magic was in the shift. In just one single day, we witnessed the emergence of trust among strangers. A network of people, from team members to coaches and judges, who now know one another and trust one another. Not something easy to create, and yet here we are. This community now exists. We saw a mindset shift away from caution and control towards confidence and creativity. We saw the spirit of you can do it, which not everybody felt that way at the beginning. That came alive, and actually they did do it. We trusted them, we empowered them, and in return, they delivered. Not only ideas and outputs, but a shared sense of possibility. This challenge unfolds against a backdrop of a global reality that's calling on us, all of us, to do more, to break the conventions, challenge assumptions, and act with urgency. This is a time that asks for new ways of learning and new ways of listening and new ways of working, especially when it comes to digital tools, data systems, and the rights of those that are most affected. So this is a beginning. This is not a final product. We aim to strike now a balance between structure and the freedom so that we preserve that same magic that allows the blue team to move forward with intention and develop and refine the idea for delivery in our March 2026 Agile Data and DPI Summit in Victoria Falls, Zimbabwe. So this is the spirit we bring to this community of practice, open, reflective, and ready to learn together. But rather than me ramble on about what happened there, let us show you a glimpse of the energy which we captured and the creativity in a very short video that shows you the heart of the Agile Data Challenge. There's no sound, Emily. Emily, there's no sound?
Okay, sorry. Let me try that again. Okay.
What happens when you bring 20 brilliant minds from across Africa, put them in one room, give them one day, and challenge them to build the future of agriculture? Well, on July the 15th, 2025 in Accra, Ghana, this is exactly what happened. The Agile Data Challenge brought that vision to life. From Ghana, Uganda, Kenya, and Malawi, 20 innovators were selected. 4 cross-disciplinary teams were formed, and the countdown began. With just 8 hours on the clock, they analyzed real-world problems, stress-tested their ideas, and pitched live to a panel of global judges. But from 4 fantastic solutions, only one could rise to the top. Was it Team Orange? Team Sky Blue? Was it Team Grey or Team Blue? And the winner is Team Blue. A powerhouse of minds from Ghana, Uganda, and Kenya. They took on the urgent challenge of monitoring climate-resilient farming in hard-to-reach areas. Their solution? A scalable measuring, evaluation, and learning, or MEL, engine fusing satellite data, drone imagery, and AI models. A solution delivering precision insights at low cost and high speed. This was more than a challenge. It was a glimpse into shaping the future of agriculture, where AI meets action, where data drives smarter decisions, where African innovation leads the way. And the best part? This is just the beginning. Follow the journey. Hey, you better get ready for what comes next.
Great. Yes, and that actually happened. You had to be there. Wow. For some of us, it was a pure gift. And now it's my absolute pleasure to invite, before we get to the winning team, to invite Kirchhoff Atengle, one of our challenge judges, to share his reflections. Kirchhoff is a data governance and policy architect. He's a true champion of open data and digital justice, and someone known for empowering teams to think beyond the build towards policy smart, rights-based solutions that scale. Kirchhoff, it was our honor to have you live at the challenge, and it is just as much an honor to welcome you here today to share your perspectives and help shape this evolving community. Over to you.
All right, thank you very much, Audra, for that intro. And good morning, good afternoon to everyone, depending on where you are. This red beret actually represents the agility that the program represents. Yeah, it's a privilege to be here as part of this community, reflecting on what the Agile Data Challenge has taught us. For me, this work is about more than technology or methods. It is about shifting how knowledge itself is valued and used. Too often, the data that smallholder farmers provide is extracted for external purposes, while the insights rarely flow back to empower their own decisions. Agile and AI approaches give us an opportunity to change that, to decolonize knowledge practices and make them farmer-centered, inclusive, and truly responsive. Agile data is not simply about speed or efficiency. It's about equity and impact, generating insights that are timely, low cost, and valid, but also accessible to those who need them the most. It is about co-creation. That is recognizing that farmers, researchers, policymakers, and technologists each hold pieces of the puzzle, and that solutions are stronger when these voices are brought together. The Agile Data Challenge showed us what becomes possible when we work this way. From AI-driven monitoring of climate-resilient practices to tools that give farmers direct feedback in their own languages, we saw innovations that are not just scalable, but also grounded in dignity, trust, and accountability. As we begin today's session, I invite us all to carry forward this spirit, to use Agile and AI responsibly, to bridge evidence with action, and to ensure that every data point contributes not only to smarter decisions, but to fairer, more sustainable, and more inclusive futures. Thank you very much for the audience.
Thank you, Kirchhoff. Thank you so much. And now it's time to hear from the blue team. The blue team are the winners of the Agile Data Challenge. But before they share their journey, I want to just remind everyone of the unique nature of this process. Most of the team members I mentioned before had never met on the day. They came together in Accra from different disciplines and different countries. And after orientation, they only had 5 hours, let's not forget, to plan together and deliver a solution. What they produced wasn't just impressive, it was actually inspiring. In a short amount of time, they developed a clear, actionable concept, one that was strong enough to inform the next 6 months of a focused development. The solution will now move forward with coaching and support into a cycle of refinement and learning. It's not a final product, but it's a starting point with a direction, a solution framework that could evolve into something genuinely transformative. Please join me in welcoming the blue team as they share their story. And over to you, blue team. They might be muted.
Thank
Yes.
Thank
Hi.
you so much, Audra.
Thank you, Audra.
Great.
Yes. I think we will begin with some form of introduction to the team. So if you can move to the next slide so that we do the introduction, then we can do yes. So starting off by introducing myself, and then other team members will come in and before we present our solution. Yeah, so I'm Sheila Ajiman Opon, a development economics and the research and evidence synthesis fellow at the International Center for Evaluation and Development. I'm based in Ghana, and basically I specialize in designing accessible and user-friendly evidence and gap maps and evidence-based decision-making products, which are essential tools that support policymakers in grounding their decision in sound evidence. So I leverage my expertise in M&E, evidence synthesis and application to turn research into practical insight. Thank you. I'll pass it on to Regina.
Thank you, Sheila. Hi, everyone. My name is Regina Waithera. I'm from Nairobi, Kenya. First of all, thank you all so much for being here. I'm an agricultural economist. I currently work with the Alliance of Biodiversity and Sept. I support research in agriculture and nutrition systems, and I also help with machine learning in terms of data annotation, especially in agricultural policy. It's nice to see you all here. I hope you enjoy the session. Thank you.
Hi
Matthew.
everyone. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oneka Matthew. I'm from Uganda. Currently, I work for World Vision Uganda. My background is agricultural science. Basically, that is a brief what I can introduce. Thank you so much. Over to you.
Thank you. Brian.
Hi, hi everyone. I'm Brian Safa-Kwanyomi, a social worker from Ghana. I'm working with the Department of Social Welfare and Community Development under the Ministry of Local Government and Rural Development, affiliated to the Ministry of Gender, Children and Social Protection. And I'm filled in development management. Basically, my work is to ensure government policies reach the local communities, specifically people with disability. Thank you very much, and over.
Thank you. Prince.
Hey, good morning once again, everyone. My name is Prince Mauko Jokwe. I'm a Ghanaian and a software and AI engineer. Okay, so I've been working as an AI engineer and AI researcher for a while, and I joined the Blue Team to work as a male practitioner. Okay, so I've worked around a couple of things in male, and I bring that expertise to the table to encourage and help my team to build the product. Thank you.
Thank you so much, friends. Yes, so before we even go on to share the solution that we found on the day after the challenge, I'm excited to share with us our collective experience when it comes to the Agile Data Challenge, which was done as a side event of the Evidence to Action conference that happened in Ghana, July 2025. For us, this was more than just a competition. The journey was a journey of creativity, teamwork, and then discovery. From the beginning, the very beginning, the energy in the room was high. We're surrounded with people from different countries, different disciplines, professional backgrounds. And amongst these were innovators, strategists, designers, technical expertise. I must say that the text was simple but then tough. In just about 5 hours or so, he had moved from raw ideas to clear and practical solutions. And at first, it felt a bit scary, but quickly it became clearer um, how uh, how much can be achieved when people come together with openness and willingness to collaborate. And we believe that our team reflected this diversity. Each member brought something different to the table, be it technical skills, strategy, um, design thinking, human-centered approaches, and we combined all these strengths. We're able to achieve the real problems, break it down into smaller steps, and then we build a solution piece by piece. What stood out was not only hard work. We also had but the spirits in the room, which were Coco high. It wasn't all serious. We had moments that was fun, moments of creativity. And a typical example is the hacker session, where each team member had to express their spirits through songs and slogans. And that's where we got our DCOP, DCOP form, which means different colors, different colors, one people. Yes. And this created a source of solidarity and joy amongst us. The challenge was also reflected the realities that many of us face in our professional work. So, for example, Brian mentioned that he worked a lot with the disability people. So, in the same, it was applied here. We succeeded because we listened to everyone. We know that with disability, inclusivity is not an option, but essential. So we listened to everyone on the team, we respected our differences, and we used these differences as our strengths. And of course, the journey was not without challenges. The time pressure was real, and competing among high-skilled peers would also feel a bit intimidating. So at times the pace was overwhelming, but these challenges became like opportunities. And we forced the challenges forced us to adapt quickly, manage our time, and also learn from one another's strengths. One big factor to our success, the team adhere to, is the facilitation and then the coaching. So the facilitators did not just give us the answers, but they provided a structure, they guided us through it and gave us feedback. And this made every voice of the team member to be heard, and helped to turn these big ideas into practical steps that we will be presenting in our next slides. On the technical side, we had to think fast and work smart. Each cycle of the brainstorming sessions and refinements took us closer and closer to the solution. But also, and also the realistic and how actionable it was. Through all, we take about three key lessons from the challenge. One of it is that when people from different backgrounds come together, the solutions are richer and more impactful than what any of us could do alone. And the second is that coaching and structure helps turn creativity into results. The last is that the challenge has shown us that yes, Africa is full of bright minds and great ideas, and we need to keep supporting these talents so the ideas can grow into lasting impacts. So I'm going to conclude this by saying that the Agile Data Challenge was not just testing our skills, it was a transformative experience that taught us about teamwork, inclusivity, and problem solving. And it reminds us a lot about innovation. It is not just about technology. It is about people, ideas, and collaboration. So I'm going to end it here and hand it over to Prince to present what we found on the day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Dr. Sheila, and I appreciate what you said about us. Okay, so I'm not going to waste much time. I'm going to start with the problem statement. So today's monitoring, evaluation, and learning systems in agriculture are fragmented, slow, and manual. So when climate shocks occur, whether it's droughts, floods, or pest outbreaks, these systems fail to detect and respond in time. As a result, this brings a lot of consequences, and these consequences are serious. Farmers can't react quickly enough, and environmental risks are missed. And also resources that are invested into these processes are wasted. And ultimately, farmer resilience is reduced. Therefore, we decope the team were thinking and we're asking ourselves questions. So one of the questions was, how might we build a low-cost, scalable system for monitoring the uptake of climate resilience practice in rural farming communities? How might we develop low-cost, scalable systems for monitoring the uptake of climate resilient practices in rural farming communities? And it is this guiding question that led us to create the DCOP solution. So we basically created this solution to integrate AI-powered mail platforms. So our solution is basically an integrated AI-powered mail platform. It transforms how agriculture responds to climate shocks by fusing multiple data sources into one real-time monitoring engine. So how does this solution, this whole platform works, how this platform is going to help to solve the problem that we stated. So automating risk and detecting and cutting response time from weeks to minutes. And this whole solution works by gathering satellite data or capturing this satellite data. This satellite data is going to gather information about the environment, and the AI processes, the AI process this data, detecting risks and patterns instantly. Then over to the drone validates conditions directly on the ground. And this information is being powered through a dashboard that gives the male practitioners actionable insights. Now, last but not the for the last part, the farmers receive real-time alert so that they can act not in weeks or months, but within minutes. So that is the whole thing about the decop mail process. And this process, or this agriculture mail process, can be seen with this diagram that we developed. That is the whole framework. We have the multiple data sources. The ground truth represent the information that we gather from surveys, from farmers and other sources that is relatable to the ground, where people on ground, that's what to say about the ground truth. And as we say, it goes through a process of AI processing engine, then and information is generated through this engine, or patterns is discovered. And these patterns are the climate risk, or the patterns about the climate or the environment. This information can give alerts about yield prediction, or about the yields of farmers' crops, their crop suitability of a specific area. It can also give insight about the harvest timing and pests or fertilizers to be, applied over a piece of land. And this is being powered to, give it to our dashboard as, shown in the pictorial format earlier. And finally to the farmers on ground through SMS and other sources like blogs and other sources that are available for the specific area that we are trying to, capture. Okay, so this isn't just about speeding up things. DCOP is designed to strengthen the entire agriculture process by making it responsive, adaptive, and accountable. Responsive in the sense of giving early warnings, adaptive in the sense of adjusting to changing conditions, and accountable in the sense of ensuring data-driven transparency for all stakeholders inclusive. So this is going to make a lot of impact. It's going to make a lot of waves, and we believe the impact is going to be powerful. DCOP will help, to track resilience for farmers in real time. Also slash mail costs, making climate smart agriculture affordable at scale. So it's not only about the farmers. It's not only going to, bring the farmers to the process. Often we see that data is collected, sent to the stakeholders. It can be there for years or months and nothing is going to be done about it. Farmers don't see feedback. They don't see anything. So right now, in most places where I come from, Ghana, when you want to go and collect data from these farmers, they really don't want to, get near to the field agent, because they feel like you just come and collect data. We don't see anything from what's, or the impacts, the things you draw out of the data. You don't see whatever you are using the data for. We are just here, you come and collect data all the time. And mostly they draw reports, they draw conclusion and penning down in a report saying so and so area loses about a lot of crops due to X, due to Y, and they know the problem. So what delays them to come on board, and that is why we are bringing this engine that is real time. Is going to act in real time. Once the insights are drawn at the male practitioner's side, is going to be distributed to the farmers. So this is not just going to be for male practitioners, also for the farmers, and ensure that these policy programs and that donors, NGOs, and governments can ensure greater accountability. In short, DCOP is not just a tool, it's Africa's engine for climate smart, SDG aligned agriculture, helping farmers prepare, adapt, and thrive. Thank you.
Next up, I'm excited to introduce another one of our judges, Ashrita Saran, who will introduce the next part of our session on collaboration and learning. Ashrita Saran is a global ICT and innovation visionary. She blends AI acumen with deep commitment to inclusion, guiding teams to harness emerging tech in ways that are ethical, equitable, and truly people-centered. Go ahead, Ashrita.
Great. Thank you so much, Emily, and welcome everyone to this next part of our session, which is definitely truly exciting because it's about moving from the ideas to action and that to together. And there's a quote that I think really captures the movement that we are currently in, and that is that AI won't replace researchers in any form, but researchers who use AI and who know how to ethically use AI will definitely replace those who don't. And when you talk about in the COSA's work, we have already seen how common sustainability indicators, agile data methods, and making evidence more comparable, timely, and actionable. And that's exactly collaboration in practice and creating a shared foundation for learning. But when we bring AI into this entire picture, we can go even further because AI allows you to synthesize data faster, spot hidden patterns, and lower the cost of monitoring. More importantly, it helps surface farmer voices at scale and definitely in real time. And this is where collaboration and learning come together because AI doesn't replace the human work of co-creation. It definitely amplifies it. It enables communications between researchers, practitioners, farmers, to see more sooner and of course design better interventions together. And today's breakout session are exactly designed to mirror that spirit, which is rapid co-created experimentation where your voices and perspectives definitely matter. So agile thinking asks us to do three important things. Of course, experiments where you test instead of waiting for perfect solutions. You adapt because you have to learn from your feedback and pivot quickly, and you have to co-create where you involve multiple perspectives into solutions. And of course, these solutions need to be grounded and practical. So today, each group will take this mindset into focused conversations. You each will have a facilitator to guide you. And of course, you will have judges who are going to be your silent observer, and we will be judging you. Jokes apart, we will definitely be hearing your perspective, and we will try to bring our reflections within each group forward so that we can get that message into our mind when we leave this call today. There are three breakouts today, and each zooming into different sense of agility and evidence. So I think the first one is Agile in Action, where we will be exploring rapid experimentation, essentially around how it teaches us about farmer-centered design. That's just one example. The second group is about what data sources and tools should we use, again, which talks about surfacing sources that really matters. And the third one is what AI capability could most transfer M&E. And it sounds really interesting because it's about identifying AI tools and processes that can truly reshape monitoring, evaluation, and learning. So with that, I'm going to stop talking and let's dive in and co-create some innovative ideas within these breakout rules. Because again, I'm going to just end with this one more quote that with AI co-created experiments, they just don't happen faster, but we also learn faster. And equity is definitely at the foreground of all of this innovation that's happening with AI, whether it's in agriculture, whether it's in evidence synthesis, or whether it's in MEL. Thank you. I'm going to just stop talking because I can't keep talking sometimes.
Thank you, Ashrita. That was a great introduction to our next section of this meeting. So thank you so much for that.